All right, folks, what is going on? How y'all doing? It is Monday. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. Hopefully, everything is good with you. As for me, I'm out here on this road once again, trying to make things happen. And I want to talk about Jack Strand, the quarterback that was undrafted by the Atlanta Falcons. He's an undrafted free agent. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. I think I want this kid on the team. I think I want him to make the team. I think I want him to beat out Trevor Siemian for that third spot. And I'm going to give you a reason why. Because, you know, this guy is intriguing. Standing at 6'5", 6'4", almost at 245 pounds. I mean, he is built like Ben Roethlisberger, and he has a lot of raw tools. He got a lot of raw skills. He hasn't really been fully developed as a quarterback, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, nothing to take away from the Division II of football or whatever, but you haven't seen like the high-end talent that college football has. But I still think that he could make something of himself if he really puts his head down and work really hard to get this position and take advantage of this opportunity. And that's all what it's about, right? You get an opportunity and take advantage of it. Now, I also have to understand that not just Tua Tagovailoa, I honestly believe that this guy is truly a pick by Kevin Stefanski. I think this is the quarterback that Kevin Stefanski really likes. Otherwise, he wouldn't be picked, right? And I think this is something that is going to show what Kevin Stefanski can really do with quarterbacks. A lot of people say that, well, he does pretty good with quarterbacks. He does really good with veterans. He did, it's kind of iffy what he did with Gabriel and Shador. But I think this gives him a chance to really see what he can do. This gives us a chance to see what he can really do with a quarterback with raw talent. So I don't really look at the Tagovailoa pick up the free agency. I think that's more of a business decision to get a quarterback in here that can compete and possibly play right away. But I think Jack Strand is his first real QB choice for the future. And it's going to be interesting to see what positions they put him in to be successful, or if he can take advantage of that to make this 53-man roster. Now, also, I think if he makes this roster, and if he does shine and does well, I think we got a quarterback of the future, no doubt. Now, I know a lot of people looking at Michael Penix, and they believe he's still the future. Talent-wise and what they got on paper, I do too. But if this guy comes in and balls out and does what he's supposed to do, maybe in a couple of years he'll be that guy. And I think this is something that is very low risk, high reward. And with the intangibles, the guy is standing as just with the same intangibles, and well, I ain't gonna say intangibles. He's standing with the same makeup as a Josh Allen or Ben Roethlisberger. What can he do on the field? Can he do, let's say, even 70% of what Josh Allen does? Maybe he does even 60% of what Roethlisberger does. I think you got something there. I truly do. I believe that. And didn't see what his history is as far as injuries, but as a guy that size, he's going to be difficult to take down. Hopefully he's not, he doesn't have a lot of injuries, or he's easy to be injured. And with the arm that he has, what people are saying, you may have a steal. Over 13,000 yards in his career. And I think he had like 120-something touchdowns to 50 interceptions. Now, I know, like I said, that could be deceiving. You're playing in Division II. You really can't hang your hat on those type of numbers. But then again, it shows that he has the ability to get the ball downfield regardless of where you play at. Those numbers are those numbers. So you got something there. But with that being said, still, if he can come in, learn his playbook, learn how to be a pro, fit in with the guys, find a way to make a name for himself or stand out to be on the roster. Move Trevor Siemian out of the way, then you got your third string quarterback, and still continue to have him move around and see what he can do as a quarterback. And I don't mean move around like put him in different positions. I mean, this is not a Felipe Franks situation. I truly don't believe this is a Felipe Franks situation. I think this kid is a bona fide up and down quarterback. And I think Kevin Stefanski is going to use him as that. Practice squad, training camp, or whatever the case may be, have him out there. And let's say if anybody don't pan out as far as Tua or Penix, maybe this is a guy you may want to try to take a flyer on next year, as well as maybe bring another quarterback in. Like I said, with Strand, I think Strand is probably like a 2-year project. Unless if he really stinks up the joint and say, thank you for your services, and he'll be gone at the end of training camp or whatever. I mean, that's what happens with a lot of guys who are undrafted free agents. They come in, they try to make something of themselves, they don't pan out. You rarely hear from them again. But what the Falcons got going on, this is a situation where you would want a guy like this on his team. You would want a guy like this to be in the mix. Now, can he make himself available? Can he make himself stand out to be that? That's the big story. If he can do that, I truly think we got something. How many other quarterbacks that are out nowadays standing at 6'5", 240? I mean, the last few times you saw that, these are quarterbacks that are going far in the playoffs. These are guys, winning Super Bowls. So, I mean, every time I think of Jack Strand, I don't think he has the talent because I haven't watched him play. But when I look at that build and makeup, I'm thinking of Josh Allen. I'm thinking of a Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, even in the case, he's still looking at a guy with the size like of a Cam Newton. I mean, and these guys, regardless of how you may feel, these guys are fairly durable. They last a very long time. And if you want a quarterback that wants to be, playing and want to be around for a while, compared to Tua and compared to Penix, I mean, he's your guy, So there's a lot here. And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm rooting for the guy to be QB1, but I do want him to make the team. I do want him to be with this organization as long as he can, make himself an asset. As long as the team believe in him, as long as the coaches believe in him, I want him to be around. So he's going to have to put in a lot of work. The first thing he has to do is find a way to show out and be noticeable over Trevor Siemian, because I don't think he's going to outshine a Penix or a Tua. I mean, those guys right there, their talent is like above, anything that he can do from what I see. But you just never know. Some of these guys come in and all of a sudden you'd be like, whoa, who is this? I mean, I think what Tony Romo was undrafted, I mean, Romo is Romo, right? But he was undrafted. Brock Purdy was he was a pick away from being undrafted. And you see how that played out. And there's other quarterbacks that, here and there do what they got to do and then get on the field. But at the same time, I'd rather for him to just be solid. And I'm not trying to compare him to the other two quarterbacks that I mentioned, the Allens and the Roethlisberger, because he could turn around and be, what's his name? I can't remember the guy that played for he played for the Broncos and he went to the Texans. Big, tall guy, 6'8". But anyway, he turned out to be a dud. But you want him to be, something with this team. I mean, as far as quarterback goes, we need all the help we can get, to be honest. But I do believe in Tua. I think he's good for a year. I do believe in Penix, as long as he's healthy. I don't have any faith in Trevor Siemian. I think he's just a serviceable guy. But I want to see if Jack Strand could beat out, I want to see if he could beat out Trevor Siemian. That would speak numbers right there. That would speak volumes if he could do that. But let me know what you think. Do you think do you think that Jack Strand guy could make some noise? I like his size. I like the intangibles. I like his numbers. And maybe he can do something with this opportunity, because I think it'll be a big asset for the Atlanta Falcons if we can get him on the team, on the 53-man roster, and from there you can hit the ground running. So nevertheless, let me know what you think. I mean, yeah, I think he could be something. But let me know what you think about him. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.